I'm Not a Gentleman is a production of chaseandwriter.com.
That's a problem I see a lot of guys have. They may have, let's say, a big watch. It might be an expensive watch, and they want everybody to see the watch, right? So the problem with that is now the watch is going to be outshining everything else. The goal is to have everything flow. At least that's how I look at menswear.
Yeah,
right?
It's supposed to complement. It's not supposed to take over. It's supposed to complement.
Exactly,
You know what I mean?
exactly. And to tell you the truth, if you're wearing a nice watch, people will see the watch. So you don't even have to go extra. You know, you definitely want when your arms are by your side for the shirt sleeve and the jacket sleeve to be over the watch. But as you sit or as you speak in, your arms are moving. Because I know I speak with my hands all the time.
I speak with my hands too, bro. I'm literally grabbing my sweats right now, so I don't be speaking with my hands.
Yeah, I feel
you.
Ahead. Yo, what up? Welcome to I'm Not a Gentleman, the show designed to help you look stylish without following trends. I'm your host, Vladimir Riché from chaseandwriter.com and your favorite menswear YouTuber's favorite menswear YouTuber. I've helped dozens of clients and hundreds of students and viewers feel more confident by looking their best and always making a great first impression.
Back in that bag again. Whoa.
This is a very, very special episode, man. I got my man Chino in the house. If you guys heard episode 26 with Style Jumper, him and I discussed the menswear mastermind that we have along with Style Architect. And Chino is one of the founding members of the menswear mastermind. So I'm extremely, extremely excited to have Chino in the house today. What's good, fam?
What's good with you, my boy? How you doing, man?
Yeah, I was really, really looking forward to this, man. When I got the notification, and I'm like, Chino, that's what's up, man. I'm really looking forward to do a wardrobe audit with you because I know we worked together before. So that's what's up, man.
Yeah, man. When I got the email, I was kind of like, I was saying to myself, I'm like, man, listen, man, I'm taking advantage of everything, man.
Facts.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I mean, this is what you're supposed to do when you're trying to improve yourself in the area that you know you're not too familiar with.
Yeah.
You know, I consider myself how can you say a fashion connoisseur?
Definitely.
You know what I mean? That's what I call myself.
Yeah, so, no doubt.
But this is the area that
I've seen your old pictures.
A little bit. but even if you are a connoisseur, it's never too late to learn other areas.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the whole thing, man. I guess that's what they say. That's the American way, right?
Yeah.
You want to take over all areas that you don't know. You know what I mean? Knowledge is power.
Absolutely. A wise man once told me, once you stop learning, you stop earning. So you never want to stop learning. You know what I mean?
This is a fact. Big fact. Big fact.
Yeah, that's a bar.
Yeah, that's a super bar right there.
Yeah, indeed. So you in Jersey, right?
I sure am.
Yeah, shout out Jersey.
Born and raised in Paterson, New Jersey. Well, you know what? Let me be honest. Let me be real.
Yes.
You know, I was raised in Paterson, New Jersey, but I was actually born in Bergen County. You know, I don't really say that too tough, but because I'm dealing with a real one, so I want to keep it real. I want to keep it real. So I was born.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, man. So I was born in Bergen County, but I was raised in Paterson, New Jersey.
Got it. That's what's up. Shout out Paterson. Paterson, stand up.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to the Towers, man.
No doubt.
You know, down the hill gang, straight like that.
I got you. So let's set a goal for today, right? Because we can go in many different directions, but I want to go in the direction that you want to go, you know? So let's say 6 months from now, you and I are having a conversation and everything has been going great for you and you have the perfect wardrobe. What would that look like?
So, and it's funny because I heard you ask the young boy last time this because I watched the video watched the YouTube last time, and I was thinking about this and I said, man, what would my perfect wardrobe be like? And I said to myself, I said, wow, my perfect wardrobe will be for all occasions. Like, so I would never have a guest, anyone that could come to me with any type of situation or occasion or anything of the sort. And when it comes to menswear, You know what I mean? Like let's not even disclose the streetwear part of stuff because
No
I
doubt.
already did that.
No
I'm
doubt.
talking only in street and menswear.
Yeah.
Any occasion, from ballroom occasions to regular casual occasions, from
Mm-hmm.
the spunky and funky type of deal, like what I mean, the cut a rug type of occasions. I could get there, like or if I would need to go up top, pause. But you know what I'm saying? Like I need to
Yeah.
go with like to the elitists, to the business type of. That's what my wardrobe would look like. So anything that's, I want to say that how can I explain this? Anything that consists of, that's
Yeah.
what my wardrobe would be.
Yeah. You just want to be
Now,
ready for all situations.
all situations. Now, on a specific note, I am an accessory guy.
Yeah.
So I would want to have a very, very large, like, inventory of lapel pins,
Mm-hmm.
pocket squares,
No doubt.
scarves, ties,
You're speaking my
and
language.
yeah, and now I'm gonna be real, man. Being that you my mentor on these levels, yo, the watch is real. The watch is real. The watch straps and stuff like that is
Yes.
real.
Yes.
So like, all jokes aside, like I never really looked into it because this is an ignorant mind that not knowing that I used to think back in the day if your bezel wasn't laced with ice
If he
and
wasn't
it was
flooded.
leather, yeah, if you wasn't flooded and your bezel wasn't laced with ice and you had a leather band, you had a cheap watch on.
Got you. Yeah.
So now I'm like, nah, that's the fly watch, the iced out watch is not the right watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now, like, I'm getting my palette is definitely being open to different things, and so that I would focus a lot in hats too, and brims. I'm a big brim guy.
Yeah.
I like a good hat. So of course, but suit separates. I would say would be something I would definitely dive into heavily.
Understood. The thing with the watches is it's time and place for everything. So the ones that you've mentioned definitely have their place. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to menswear, you definitely want to cater towards the more dressier type watches. Yes. And those watches are going to be more understated. The dials are going to be smaller. And also when it comes to watches, the band, the leather bands are dressier than, let's say, the bracelets. Yeah. Right? So that's why you always see me with a leather band as opposed to a bracelet, because I feel like I can wear the leather bands even when I'm dressed casually as well as when I'm in tailored clothing. So I find them to be a bit more versatile. They both work depending on the situation, but definitely dressier when you're wearing a suit to wear a leather band.
We'll be right back.
Yo, what's good, podcast fam? Before we dive into today's episode, I want to talk to you about a game changer, a course that's going to transform the way you see yourself every day. Are you ready to level up your style game? Imagine looking and feeling your best in just 5 days. I'm talking about the Look Your Best in 5 Days or Less course, brought to you by yours truly. This isn't just a course, it's your ticket to a more confident, more stylish you. This program is your secret weapon to amp up your personal and timeless style. You're going to learn how a suit should fit, the one suit color to avoid, but more importantly, the two that every wardrobe is incomplete without. You'll learn about shirts, accessories, and also shoes that will always turn heads. All this for a limited price of just $47. A course like this would have saved me a lot of headaches and aggravation when I was starting out. But instead, I did it all by myself by piecing information together from different sources, and it took me close to 3 years to figure it out. In the $147 premium version of the course, I also partnered with some of the top brands like Sons of Henry and Shibumi, to name a few, with more coming on board soon. I was able to secure discounts totaling over $300. That's more than twice the amount of your investment. Boost your confidence and make a lasting impression in both your personal and professional life. Be the one that your friends and coworkers rely on for fashion advice, and the one that women approach. Ready to unlock your style potential? Visit chaseandrider.com/lookyourbest or click the link in the show notes. Don't miss out on this opportunity to redefine your style and transform the way you show up in the world. Hit up the link chaseandwriter.com/look your best and let the style transformation begin.
Definitely, most definitely. You know, and as simple as it may be, but you know, the more bulkier watch, you know, it puts a different look under your suit. So when you're on your wrist note, like when you got the like let's just be examples. For example, Invicta.
Yeah.
The Invicta big bulky face, big bulky bracelet.
Yeah.
When you got a suit on, when you covering it, you could tell somebody got a super duper big hero watch on.
Yes, absolutely.
And then on the other hand, when you do that's why the more leather with the watches with the leather bands, you know, they have more slimmer faces,
Absolutely.
more flat faces.
Yeah,
so when it fits
profile.
up, they got a slimmer profile. So like when it fits up under your suit, your suit, it just lays there.
Absolutely. That's the problem I see a lot of guys have. They may have, let's say, a big watch. It might be an expensive watch, and they want everybody to see the watch, right? So the problem with that is now the watch is going to be outshining everything else. The goal is to have everything flow. At least that's how I look at menswear.
Yeah,
right?
It's supposed to complement. It's not supposed to take over. It's supposed to complement.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
Exactly. And to tell you the truth, if you're wearing a nice watch, people will see the watch. So you don't even have to go extra. You know, you definitely want when your arms are by your side for the shirt sleeve and the jacket sleeve to be over the watch. But as you sit or as you speak in, your arms are moving. Because I know I speak with my hands all the time.
I speak with my hands too, bro. I'm literally grabbing. I'm literally grabbing my sweats right now, so I don't be speaking with my hands.
Yeah, I feel you. Ahead. I feel you. So the watch is definitely still going to show. So there's no reason to actually have it not fit under the sleeves for that purpose.
Okay. Definitely.
Yeah. So I'm definitely I'm into vintage watches myself. So 99% of my watches are from the 60s and 70s. I'm a Seiko guy, so all my watches are Seiko. Man. Yeah, absolutely. So, but there are a bunch of different brands. There's Omegas, of course. There's Rolex.
I like
and
the
there's
Omega.
All those. There's all those brands. The thing with Rolex is because people ask me if I have any problem with them. I don't have any problem with them at all. I prefer the vintage ones. But the thing with Rolex, I feel like you see them so often. I like Seiko better for that purpose. Like when you're talking about Grand Seiko and like the vintage Seikos, you don't find those very often. When you see them, they're usually enthusiasts that wears them. So that's why I prefer those watches.
I just feel like those watches have more character.
Mm-hmm.
You have way more character with a different type of like when you go into your Grand Seikos, your King Seikos.
Yes, absolutely.
Those are even though I don't know if you know the story, but the Grand and the King Seiko had a versus basically.
Absolutely.
This is why they like, one course is one course more than the other.
Absolutely.
And it's crazy, but like either Omegas and listen, even on the streetwear, a Casio was crazy with the
Facts.
With the calculator dial.
Facts.
Who knows about that?
Facts. I had that. I think in the second grade, I think I had one.
Yes, you know what I mean. But when they made it the gold one and the silver one, it was crazy.
Yep, it's crazy they're still popping to this day. They've been around for years.
Yes, man, they are. Yep. So but that's just something. I just feel like it gives more character.
Yeah, I agree.
It speaks to people a lot better. Not saying that a Rolex doesn't. It just Rolex for me is status. It's hypey.
Facts.
Don't get me wrong. Rolex is a Rolex now.
Yeah, it's still nice.
It's still nice.
I know exactly what you mean.
It just doesn't give character. Like
exactly.
What we're doing. Yeah. When you look at us, when you look at us per se as a menswear. And we're in our how can you say our shell in our area, realm of things. You could just look at us and we speaking to you. We ain't even saying nothing out our mouth.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? So this is why this is one of the places I have to like really get the information and really do this. And like I said, I compliment. More than compliment, but I'm so honored to have all three of you guys as mentors going forward with that, man.
No doubt. It's great because 3 perspectives, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because I'm learning from those guys myself. I'm learning from you guys too. Because some of the questions that you asked, I'm like, oh man, I didn't think of that. So it's definitely dope.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So would you say you want to talk about accessories more than a suit today, or what exactly do you think
So
will be the?
my deal, right? So being that I feel like my accessory game is more so I just need to know where to go
Yeah,
to get some of the accessories. Because
sure.
once again, to the ignorant mind, I'm just thinking Gucci, Louis,
Hmm.
the designer brands. And this is where you go because that's the elitist, you
Sure.
want to say, right?
Hmm.
But then when you go into a Charles Terry, and you be like, wait a minute, man, that pocket square crazy. I remember when I walked in there, and I'm like, this is Charles. I'm like, what's that? I'm like, am I saying this right? First of all, I was like, am I saying this right? Charles to wit or Terry? They was like, no, it's Terry. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
so my accessory game is okay, but I just need more. I want to say where to go.
Hmm.
It's really about how to look for a suit
Yeah,
because everybody, all right, you got a suit. Okay, I know it's this, but now that I want to understand how to look for a flannel suit, how
yeah.
to look for a tweed suit, how to
Hmm.
look for, I forgot in the summertime, I remember you named two names in the summer,
Yeah,
a type of material
fresco,
that you,
probably
fresco,
fresco, hapsack,
yeah, haversack,
you
yeah,
know,
like how to
linen. There's
look
a
at,
whole bunch. Yeah,
yes, so like these are the things that keeps me from getting, like I could go into these soup spots and be like, yeah, man, I want a soup. And they
yeah,
just gonna give me some BS because they feel
yeah.
like I don't know the differences.
Sure.
Or my lapel's supposed to be 4 inches. And my Oxford's supposed to have the points that goes under my jacket. Like they
Exactly.
not thinking that I know these things.
No
Like,
doubt.
and that's what the average people, for me, that's what I need to know. I just need to go in a little bit more depth
Sure,
and what
sure.
places to go.
Yeah, because when you know what you're talking about, they're going to treat you different. They know they just can't
That's
pull the wool over your eyes, right?
Bad facts. And that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, when I go into sneaker spots and I'm talking and they saying like, they like, yo, all right, man, it's Chino. Yo, just give him what he, all right, no, just show him where the New Balance area is. Like,
Yeah,
he is right over there. Yeah.
no doubt.
You don't got to go over it. This is, yeah,
Yep. So let me talk about pocket square. Let's start with that,
Go
right?
ahead. Go ahead. Go.
So pocket squares are very important because even though they're a small thing, but they're one of those things that if you don't do it right, it can really crash everything because it's so obvious when you're wearing a pocket square because it's right there, right? So
It's right there.
it's not like your socks where it's at the bottom. It's actually right around your top, like your face area, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the pocket square is very important, but at the same time, a lot of people get it wrong because what happens is a lot of time guys will walk into a store and they say to themselves, I want whatever the mannequin is wearing.
Mm-mm.
And a lot of times the mannequin is wearing a set where where the tie and the pocket
Yeah,
square are
the
cut from the
plastic
same
box
fabric.
joint. The plastic
Exactly.
box joint.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
all those things
that's
come
a
together.
no-no.
Yep. So a lot of guys, that's what they do. Right.
Yeah.
So,
No.
you know better than that already.
Yeah, of course.
That I know, so, but with pocket square, it plays a very major part. So personally, when I started to get into menswear, I didn't really know how to pair the colorful pocket squares with my ties. So I'm like, I'm going to play it safe. I'm only going to be using white pocket squares because I didn't want to mess it up.
Mm.
Right. So because I know you're not supposed to really match it. You're supposed to pair it, but how do you pair it? So I didn't really know those type of things. I
It's
just know
so
not what not to do,
it's so funny you just said that, bro. Because I'm at work and one of my colleagues, she was like, "Well, how many suits do you want?" And I told her I want like 80 suits because
Mm-hmm.
I figured, like 20 suits for each season. She was
Yeah.
like, "What are you talking about? That's too much." And then I went into, I'm like, "Yeah," then we like, because so I was kind of like a very good casual the other day. I had a networking event to go to. So fast forward, my pocket square is like confetti type.
Uh-huh.
It's not the folded nice
Yeah.
little peep like little peep out of your pocket. It's like a confetti. So
Yeah.
all the corners are just going wherever they go.
Yeah.
And she just was like, "Well, that pocket square don't match." I said, "Well,
Mm.
no, you're not really supposed to match your pocket square.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's supposed to coordinate well
Yes. Yes.
with your suit." And she was like, "No, it don't. Everything's supposed to match." And I'm like, "No, I said, "I don't know the meaning of what you mean by match, but
Yeah.
like if I have a blue shirt, I'm not gonna have a blue pocket square on.
Yeah,
And she
yeah.
just was like, "Oh, no. I don't mean like match per color, but it just feels like you don't. It's not matching some of the stuff you got on." I said, but it's coordinating well. So
Gotcha.
and it's funny how you just said that. You know, I never used to know how to pair things. I
Yeah,
never tried to because I knew one thing. My pocket square is in my pocket square and my socks is always gonna be off.
yeah, yeah. I feel you because
Hmm.
I wear burgundy socks probably 90% of the time. It doesn't go with
Hmm.
anything else that I'm wearing. That's just my trademark, right? So I wear either burgundy or I wear money green. I'm wearing money green right now, so
Hmm.
those don't pair with anything else. But the pocket square for me, you don't want it to just be a solo artist. You do want the pocket square to be in relation with the tie. You want them to complement each other because sometimes there's a color in the tie that you're trying to bring out and vice versa. And the pocket square is going to help bring that out, or there's a color in the pocket square that the tie is going to help bring out. So you do want it to have some kind of coordination. And the way that you go about that is because the way that I teach my students is to have a wardrobe where they don't really have to think about it too much. They can just get up in the morning and get dressed. Style architect
Yes.
told me I can get dressed in the dark because of
Yes.
the way that my wardrobe is. And, I laughed, but it's kind of true because I buy things that are going to go together without me having to spend too much time. So most of my pocket squares got like 4 or 5 different colors. And most of my ties have like 2 or 3 colors. So what you really want to do is to pair those colors together. So if the main color of your tie is green and the main color of your pocket square is green, you don't want to wear that because now they're going to be too matchy. But
Yes.
if you want to pick a minor color in the pocket square that's green, the tie is going to bring out that minor color. You see what I'm
Yes.
saying? So
And
even though they're
that's
not super
exactly what I
matchy,
meant.
yep,
Yes.
exactly.
That's
So even though
exactly
they're
what I
they're not
meant.
super matchy, they still complement each other.
Yes.
And
That's
I
exactly.
have it in a way where most of my pocket squares are going to go with most of my ties for that reason, because they all have those same type of colors in them somewhere.
Hmm.
You see
And
what I'm
no,
saying?
that's style.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly style, man. Like that,
Yep.
and that's exactly what I was talking about.
Yep.
But
Exactly.
yeah.
Now I knew speaking to you, you're already on the right path. Just a matter of
Hmm.
tying all the pieces together.
Yeah,
You know.
my like I said, my pain points is more so information.
Mm-hmm.
I never had someone that said, "All right, well, listen, you got to look for this type of lapel. You
Yeah.
got to look for this type of width. You got to
Mm-hmm.
look for
Mm-hmm.
this." Like for instance, I remember you was talking about your cuffs. Your
Mm-hmm.
cuffs is what 3.5 inch, right?
My tie width is 3.5 inch.
No, oh no, the cuffs in your trousers and your
They're
pants usually are
they're
what
2 inches.
2 inches.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I never like for instance, I just used to cuff. I
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
knew I never knew like there was a inch
Yeah.
type of deal to
Got you.
what you supposed to do.
Yes.
Because I
Yes.
used to just be like, all right, well listen, I just want just cuff my I just tell my tailor,
Exactly.
just cuff my pants.
I know what you
I
mean.
never knew to tell him like, yo, listen, man,
Yeah.
my the cuff in my pants supposed to be 2.5.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the type of that's my pain points. My pain points is
Exactly.
knowing the actual information
No, I
on
know
these
what you mean.
things.
I know
Yeah,
what you
man.
mean because I have guys ask me, "Aren't cuffs dated?" And I'm like, "No, not these cuffs," because they're thinking about maybe like a 1 inch cuff, something
Mm-hmm.
like that. And those aren't the cuffs that I wear. I wear 2 inch cuffs, so those are classic, and those aren't going anywhere. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
timeless things that people don't really think about, and that's why it pays to have a good tailor too, because sometimes you may not know something and you tell the tailor just cuff it, but the tailor might know, and you get lucky, and
You
he'll
get
do two
lucky,
inches
and
to
I
you.
think that's what's
Yeah,
been happening to me
yeah,
because I never told him inches, and mostly I don't really cuff my pant. I usually just get one break in them. So like, and that was it. Once again, that was another piece of information I knew. I never knew it was a two break in it, and a one break and all that. What that meant.
yes,
You know what I'm saying? Pardon me, I'm sorry. But that's the part of the information that's the key for
yeah,
me because
exactly.
the color blocking and like looking for stuff and putting things together is not so much a pain point for me. It's more so the information. Like
Yeah, yeah,
I hate to be the guy that I'm wearing a suit and I think I got it tailor made and I think I'm fresh to death and all this other craziness and I got a skinny tie on with a regular suit.
yeah,
And
yeah,
the classic dudes is looking at me like, oh yeah, Yeah, he don't know what he doing.
The beauty of it is, right? Because I work with a lot of students and I like to give them the blueprint, but at the same time, I also want them to do their own thing. So when you mention the break, that's one thing I tell my students to do their own thing. Personally, I do a very slight break, if that, because sometimes I do no break at all. So this is something that's up to the individual, what you like. But, I like to talk to them about the cuffs. I like to talk to them about wearing a high-rise trouser. That way, the waist of the trousers is at your natural waist, which is your belly button, because a lot of guys think that the waist of the trousers
the
should
waist
be
is under
hips.
your belly.
Yeah, exactly.
You can say
So
it under your belly. No,
yeah,
the waist don't start there.
Yeah, absolutely. There are a lot of guys with bigger bellies that can definitely benefit from having proper trousers to wear it's at the natural waist, right? But no, they put it under their belly like they're fooling somebody. You're not really fooling anyone because we know that's not really your natural waist.
That's not your waist.
You're only fooling yourself. So those are the things I try to teach people. Like we were saying about the watches. Your watch should fit nicely under your sleeve, right? So those are the kind of things I like to teach people. But at the same time, they are going to be things that's up to the individual. But I like to give them the basics so that they know what they're doing.
And like I said, man, if you got a bad foundation, man, your building always gonna be shaky.
Facts.
Know?
Yeah, facts.
And like you said, man, it starts from the ground up. Like don't get the game twisted. Like, of course, I always knew, like, you start from your shoe and you go up.
Yeah.
So no matter what.
Yes.
Some cats, I have no clue how they start from the shirt and then go down. Pause.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, I just be like, I don't understand that. You know what I mean? You start from the foundation. Your foundation is the blueprints of knowing exactly what you're putting on, knowing the history of it, knowing the understanding of it.
100%.
And to me, that's the key thing. Because I can have no wardrobe right now. I can have nothing. But if I have the key points, I can always go get it.
Absolutely. I think, like, for example, if you using your analogy with the house, thinking about the foundation in a lot of cases, unless you are an architect and you're really into those things, it's not fun, right? You're thinking about the bells and whistles, you know? So that's why a lot of guys, they focus on the wrong things. I see a lot of guys, they think their shirt should be the focal point. And I'm saying to myself, if people are commenting about your shirt, somewhere along the way, you went wrong, because your shirt should be the blank canvas. It shouldn't be what people are talking about.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Man. A lot of people think, because I wear a light blue shirt 90% of the time, so a lot of people think that's boring. Why don't you wear like a burgundy shirt,
Yeah, no, I get it. No, I get it.
It's crazy,
Because I know I made those mistakes. I know. I got like some old crazy color or some bright pattern, and I'm putting a tie onto it, and I'm putting a suit on. I'm like, yo, I'm fly. Where I look like the wrong color coordination in the wrong Criollo box, like, you know what I'm saying, like the crayon box, and it's just and then I start to find out, like, hold up, these are here for a reason, like, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Like, it's white shirts, light blue shirts, and just regular foundational colors for these Oxfords for a reason.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, that's the thing. The blueprint is there for the guys to follow. They just don't want to follow it in most cases. They feel like they have to be extra, where it's the opposite. The simpler it is, the better it's going to end up being.
Simple is more.
Yeah. Like, I had a guy comment today on one of my videos where I was saying you shouldn't be wearing light brown shoes with a navy suit. And they got so mad at me. They got so mad at me. And this dude was like, yo, that doesn't make any sense. That only works if you're not trying to stand out. You just want to blend in. And even though I stopped commenting on that post like 2 weeks ago, I had to respond to him, because there are two types of people in this world, man. There are people that get dressed trying to stand out. And then there are others like us. We just know how to dress, and then we stand out automatically. Yes. So you don't have to try to stand out. If you dress well, you're going to stand out automatically, because most guys aren't doing that. You don't do it to try to stand out. You see what I'm saying? So
this is a fact, man. Like on the old school standpoint, like, they always, my old heads used to always tell me, you know what I mean, you make the clothes. The clothes don't make you.
100%.
100%.
100%.
Like, you
Yeah.
know, and that's what it is, man. Because it's just it's just crazy these days, man. Because you know, when you put on a suit, you're automatically going somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I swear, when I went to work the other day, like I said, I came in, I just had a blazer on, pocket square, you know, I had a two button polo, the cardigan on over the two-button polo, a nice
Nice.
jogger and and a good pair of sneakers. You know what I mean? But it was
Yeah.
just a nice pair. Yo, everybody in the office was like, yo, what's going on? Like, something's happening? Like, and I'm just like, yo, I just gotta. I know I don't wear this a lot, but Jesus,
Yeah.
it's like, man, you got hair? I ain't never see you with no hat on, or without a hat off. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, brother, I got hair. Like,
Yeah.
what you
Yeah.
talking about? You
Yeah.
know, but it's just the shock that you
Yeah.
get when you well dressed in a
Yeah.
good men's wear, and men's, like I said, in men's wear. And it doesn't even
Hmm.
have to be classic. It could just be casual.
Yeah.
You know what
Absolutely.
I mean? You
Absolutely.
know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's it's one of those things where, like, when I go to a wedding, the last thing I want to do is to stand out. It's not my day,
You're
you
not
know?
supposed to. You're
Yeah,
not
you're not
supposed
supposed
to.
to, right? So I want to wear a navy suit or charcoal suit like everybody else. But, you know, my shoes are going to be clean. My suit is going to fit me really well. I'm going to be wearing a nice tie. So even when I'm trying not to stand out, I'm going to stand out anyway. You see what
Anyway,
I'm saying? So the goal is not to try
anyway.
to stand out. If you do it well, you're going to stand out.
And just to add, even though you might have a light brown monk strap on, that don't make it different either. Because cats be thinking that
Yes,
I could put a
yes, you're
monk
right.
strap on or a wingtip and just
You're
be
right.
light brown, and I can
Hmm.
still get it off on a navy blue suit.
Yes, yes.
No,
Just
no,
doesn't
no.
work.
It
Just
just
doesn't
doesn't
work.
work.
Yeah.
It's too much. If you know what I mean, you just asking for attention. Yo, look at me.
Exactly.
Can you look
Exactly.
at me? Yo,
Yeah,
no.
man. And that's not to say you can't wear it. You can wear whatever you want. We're just telling
No,
you what
that's a
looks good
fact.
and what doesn't. So, you know,
Hmm.
do with that information what you will. So,
Yeah, definitely, man.
yeah,
That's
man.
a fact.
Now, to wrap it up, out of the accessories that you discussed, you mentioned the tie, you mentioned the lapel pin. Which one do you think you would want more information about if you had to pick one out of all the accessories that you're looking to get into? I know we spoke about the watches. I can
Hmm.
definitely guide you in the right direction with that because I have my own watch guy that I can hook you up with. And as
Yeah.
you know, I have my own watch strap company.
Yes, you do.
I always like to pair my watch straps with my shoes. So I have every color of watch straps that you can get, even the ones that aren't on the website, I can still get them. So what accessory do you think that I have to nail this down and that's going to make everything else better for you?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. What the one accessory that I don't think that I have a real thing on, like a real
Hmm.
pin on, is one, the lapel pin and the scarf.
Okay, so let's talk about those
Yeah,
because
my
those are
scarf game
two
is
of my
trash,
favorite
bro.
things. Yeah, those are two of my favorite things, and they're very different because the lapel pin is small.
Hmm.
So, you know, it's like when somebody sees it, they're like a little bit taken back by it because they're not used to seeing that. Usually guys have bigger lapel pins. I
Yeah,
like
they
to
usually do
use,
the
yes,
rose and some
exactly.
of that nature.
Exactly.
Which,
Exactly.
yeah,
So I do it differently. So my lapel pins are from a company called Dapper Woodworks. And they're
Dapper Woodworks.
actually, yep, they're an American company based in Houston. And it's my man Justin. He's like a one-man show and this guy's the best. And he has probably 40 or 50 lapel pins to pick from.
Okay.
So you can go on the website and look at them and go crazy. Those are going to stand out without you doing too much, you know, because it's good for people to have their own style. So when you see me, you more than likely going to see me wear a lapel pin, but it's not all up in your face. It's just something that you notice, like, oh, that's different. You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I think that's a very subtle way to make a statement. You know what I mean?
Understood.
Yep.
Definitely understood.
Now
And
the
my scarf
scarves,
game.
yeah,
Ooh.
the scarves are different because those are big. So those you can't miss. And you know, two things in the winter that get the most attention when people see me are going to be my coats and my scarves. Because the coat is going to cover everything. And then, but the scarf, the way that I wear them, I put them outside of the coat. You know, so the scarves are
Oh,
always
okay.
going to be seen, you know. So it's I use a company, well, I use two companies. Well, I actually use three companies, but most of them are from either Drake's or Shibumi. So my ties are from
Shibumi.
my ties are from Shibumi as well, but my scarves are from Drake's and Shibumi. They are very similar. To me, Drake's is the originator because when I first started seeing those printed scarves, they used to only be from Drake's. And the way that those scarves look, they look very different than what people think of when they think of scarves. Because typically you're thinking about a solid color scarves or maybe a striped scarves, right? Versus those are scarves with illustrations on them. You know, it's like they're printed scarves. So it could be animals, it could be nature, you know, it could be objects. It could be a whole bunch of things that people are not usually used to seeing. And also they come with so many different colors in them. It's not unusual for a scarf to have like 7 or 8 different colors within the scarf. So there's going to be a major color, but there are also going to be multiple minor colors in there, you know, and those things just stand out. You know, like I said, you shouldn't try to stand out, but I'm not going to lie to you. My pocket squares and my ties, my scarves, people will see those because, you know, the shirt is going to be the blank canvas. The suit, I'm not going to be wearing any crazy colors, but you will see the accessories. You know what I
mean? And not to double back, but what did you say your tie width was?
My ties are 3.5. I recommend at least 3.25. Right. So, but with me, 3.5 inches is what I do for my ties. Now, if you on the Shibumi website, for example, it's not going to say 3.5 because they don't go by inches; they go by centimeters.
They go by centimeters.
Yep. So this is going to say 9 cm or 8 cm. So 8 cm is 3.25, 9 cm is 3.5, and you can choose which size that you want.
Mm-hmm. Listen, bro, I'm writing all this down. Come on, man.
No doubt, bro.
Jewels.
No doubt.
Listen,
That's what we do.
People out there, don't sit down. Listen. Don't sit down and act like you know everything. You need to listen. You got to listen, and you got to take this in accountability. Write your stuff down. It ain't really meant if you ain't writing it down.
No doubt.
And then apply it.
Yeah, man. Menswear is not. It's not easy, but it's not hard. So it does take a while to put everything together. But I like to give people the basics. That way they can kind of have a beginning. Because a lot of guys don't even really know where to start. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like I said, man, and I know you about to wrap it up, but yeah, most definitely. This is I started just in fashion, period.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and that was it. So I kind of like jumped around a lot of places.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like in my case, the only reason why I put on a suit, to be honest with you, is to go to an interview.
Yeah.
Like I knew I had to look spiffy.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, for the interview.
Yeah.
But other than that, I was in streetwear.
Yeah, that's very similar with me, man. I started with fashion heavy too. So I've always been into fashion. I just wasn't into menswear. So, you know, I've always been into my presentation, and then eventually, thank God, I got into menswear, and it's opened so many doors for me ever since.
That's what's up, man. That's definitely what's up.
So what would you say is the biggest takeaway that you got from this phone call?
Man, information.
Yeah.
What you mean? Information. Listen, information is key, my brother.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you, so for instance, let's just put this together, right? Let's just put it together. Make it make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know when I go on these European sites or these Chinese sites or these overseas sites, right?
Yep.
Now you just told me 3.25 is 9 cm. Now, of course, if I was a mathematian, I'd be like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense."
So 3.25 is 8 cm. Just to,
I mean 8 cm. My bad. I mean, but I'm just saying, like 8 cm, 9 cm, 3.25. Like this is just the information that I didn't know.
100%.
You understand? Like this now, a very resourceful and very resourceful and factual guy, and a real one as I see him, is in front of me telling me these things. I can go say, you know what, well, Vlad said this. Let me go look it up and see if it really do. Boom, right then and there.
No doubt.
Everybody say Google everything.
Yes.
Google Vlad. If y'all having doubts, Google Vlad.
That's what's up. I appreciate it, man. I mean, that's the thing, right? We live in the information age, so you definitely can find what you're looking for when you Google something, but sometimes not all the information is going to be correct. That's the thing with information. If you're looking for the wrong information, you're going to find that too, because it's all out there.
Find that wrong information.
So it's just a matter of trying to, picking the right information, because that's what took me 2 years to put everything together, because once I realized I was doing it wrong, it still took me 2 years to do it right, because there was so much information. I didn't know what was right and what was wrong. So.
Yes, man. And last but not least, just to add, you know, I thought about this the other day, and I'm glad that you just said what you just said, right? People will say, well, I live in the information in the, like era. Or I can go anywhere and get an information. But the reason why the menswear group is dope
Yeah.
is because don't ever think that don't ever think that Google, Wikipedia, YouTube, Instagram, or any of those places that you look at information
Mm-hmm.
is better than experience.
Absolutely.
So if
100%.
you want better than experience, and especially better than experience that you can reach. And what I'm
Yeah.
saying is a person like Style Jumper, Style Architect, and Vlad, I
Mm-hmm.
can reach them in the menswear group. I can
No
ask
doubt.
them questions. They're reachable. So when they tell me to go look this way,
Mm-hmm.
or when they tell me go this direction, then I can say, all right, well, you know what? I'm gonna Google that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this. Now I
Yeah.
know where to go. So
Yep.
you just cut my work in half because you're an experienced person.
Now, I appreciate that, man. And also, just to put this in there, also, I know we're trying to wrap it up, but the conversation is so good. Is a lot of people, they get scared when they see Chat GPT and those things because it's going to be taking a lot of jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I never worry about that because it's like when you work with me, I'm going to show you pictures of me wearing my suits wrong,
Yes.
because I've done that. You see what I'm saying? Like ChatGPT can show you that.
Nope.
Wherever you've been, whatever stage that you in, I was once there. You see what I'm saying? So this is
Mm-hmm.
experience talking. That's why a lot of guys, I relate to them because I was once the guy that hated to wear a suit and all my suits were too big. And I also was the guy that read GQ magazine and started loving suits and wore all my suits too tight. So I've seen all the stages. So that's why I'm at a point now where I can advise guys because I was once in their shoes. You see what I'm saying? So
And
yeah,
that's and
I'm
that's
glad
what
that you said that.
definitely, man. Definitely.
Yeah,
I had to make that point
no
because,
doubt.
like I said, people be, oh, well, I'll just look it up. No, it
Hmm.
ain't that simple, man.
No doubt.
I appreciate you, man. For
Yeah,
real, I
it's
really
my
do.
pleasure, man. It's my pleasure. So thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Wardrobe Audit, and come back again next week for another fire episode of I'm Not a Gentleman. Peace.
Peace.
Back in that bag again. Whoa, yeah. Hey. Back in that, yeah. Tell them to watch it.